everybody, today we have beautiful HP Elitebook 840 G8 series. We'll take it apart, we'll see what we can upgrade, fix, replace. So let's start with all the bottom screws. Now we have to separate the bottom case from the palmrest. So find a gap and separate the bottom from the palmrest until you hear all the clips are released. Okay, the bottom is out. Here we have part numbers. Now we have access to all the internal components. So let's start with disconnecting the battery. So after you unplug the battery, take out all the screws. Here we have the part number for the battery. So it's easy to replace it. If the battery doesn't hold the charge or it's swollen, replace it. Now we can take out the Wi-Fi card. So if your Wi-Fi doesn't work, replace this card. That's our Wi-Fi. Here we have the model and part number. Now let's see under the cover, there should be a memory. Yeah, now we can spread those arms and you can pull out the memory stick. Those are DDR4 memory, so you can easily replace it or upgrade it for the bigger one. Now let's take out the heatsink and the cooling fan. So if your cooling doesn't work or the fan is making grinding noise, replace this part. So disconnect the fan from the motherboard. Okay. Now there is antenna and the video cable routed here through the fan, so make sure they're not in your way. And now we can lift the heatsink. Be careful, don't bend it, because then it won't work anymore. There we have one more screw here for the fan. Okay. So that's our heatsink fan assembly. Here we have the part number. Now let's take out the motherboard. So disconnect all the cables. Oh, here we have hidden our storage, so we can take it out, pull up the cover, and here under the cover unscrew one screw And that's our storage, NVMe SSD drive. So if it doesn't work, you can replace it, or you can upgrade for the bigger capacity. Now take out all the screws from the motherboard. Make sure all the connectors are disconnected. That's our CMOS battery. Let's leave it with the motherboard. That's our I/O board. Here we have speaker. Let's disconnect it from the motherboard. So as we can see, it's easy to replace speakers. If your sound is bad, replace it. And you can search for your parts at gatlaptopparts.com. Let's see. Now we can take out our motherboard. One more connector here. Here we have the motherboard model part number. Processor is soldered on the motherboard, so you cannot replace it. You will have to buy the whole motherboard. Now that's our I/O board with our USB ports. So if your ports are broken or don't work, you can replace this part. Also, the audio port is on the same I/O board. Now let's unscrew the hinges so we can disconnect the screen. And here, that's our DC power jack. So we can also replace it. If it doesn't work, your laptop doesn't charge, or it's broken inside, then replace this part. Okay, now we can gently open the laptop and disconnect the Palmrest. Alright, so that's our Palmrest touchpad keyboard assembly. The keyboard is riveted to the Palmrest, so you cannot replace it. You will have to buy the whole assembly. The touchpad you could replace taking out these tiny screws. But usually the part is sold in one piece, so search for your parts at gatlaptopparts.com. And here we have our screen left, also sold usually in one piece. Here we have the part number. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.